Leonardo DiCaprio delivered this speech at the 2014 United Nations Climate Summit during a time of growing global alarm over climate change. After massive climate marches, including 400,000 people in New York, he called on world leaders to take urgent, large-scale action. DiCaprio stressed that climate change is no longer fiction, but a clear threat to security, economy, and human survival. He highlighted scientific evidence of worsening droughts, melting ice, and extreme weather, warning that fossil fuel industries must lose subsidies and face carbon pricing. The speech frames climate action as a human issue, beyond politics, demanding bold leadership to protect the planet and future generations. This moment marked rising public pressure on governments to respond decisively to the climate crisis. DiCaprio used his platform to urge honesty and courage from leaders, reflecting a critical point in the global fight against climate change.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary General, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. I am honored to be here today. I stand before you not as an expert, but as a concerned citizen, one of the 400,000 people who marched in the streets of New York on Sunday, and the billions of others around the world who want to solve our climate crisis. As an actor, I pretend for a living. I play fictitious characters, often solving fictitious problems. I believe that mankind has looked at climate change in that same way, as if it were a fiction, as if pretending that climate change wasn't real would somehow make it go away. But I think we all know better than that now. Every week we're seeing new and undeniable climate events, evidence that accelerated climate change is here right now. Droughts are intensifying, our oceans are acidifying, with methane plumes rising up from the ocean floor. We are seeing extreme weather events and the West Antarctic and Greenland ice sheets melting at unprecedented rates, decades ahead of scientific projections. None of this is rhetoric, and none of it is hysteria. It is fact. The scientific community knows it, industry knows it, governments know it, even the United States military knows it. The chief of the U.S. Navy's Pacific Command, Admiral Samuel Locklear, recently said that climate change is our single greatest security threat. My friends, this body, perhaps more than any other gathering in human history, now faces this difficult but achievable task. You can make history, or you will be vilified by it. To be clear, this is not about just telling people to change their light bulbs or to buy a hybrid car. This disaster has grown beyond the choices that individuals make. This is now about our industries and our governments around the world taking decisive, large-scale action. Now must be our moment for action. We need to put a price tag on carbon emissions and eliminate government subsidies for oil, coal, and gas companies. We need to end the free ride that industrial polluters have been given in the name of a free market economy. They do not deserve our tax dollars. They deserve our scrutiny, for the economy itself will die if our ecosystems collapse. The good news is that renewable energy is not only achievable, but good economic policy. This is not a partisan debate, it is a human one. Clean air and a livable climate are inalienable human rights. And solving this crisis is not a question of politics, it is a question of our own survival. This is the most urgent of times and the most urgent of messages. Honored delegates, leaders of the world, I pretend for a living, but you do not. The people made their voices heard on Sunday around the world, and the momentum will not stop. But now it is your turn. The time to answer humankind's greatest challenge is now. We beg of you to face it with courage and honesty. Thank you.
Today, climate change is accelerating with extreme droughts, melting ice sheets, and rising ocean acidification threatening ecosystems worldwide. Methane emissions from thawing permafrost increase warming, while severe weather events grow more frequent. These changes endanger nature, global security, and economies. Fossil fuel industries still receive billions in subsidies, slowing the urgent shift to renewables needed to cut carbon emissions. Without pricing carbon and ending subsidies, the crisis will worsen, affecting billions and future generations. Bold government and industry action is essential. The climate emergency demands leaders act now with courage and honesty. Clean air and a livable climate are basic human rights. Solving this crisis is about survival. The world must unite for a sustainable future.